ovens, all kinds of baskets and of fruit, meats that are hanging up, a couple smokers going, fish hanging and drying.
Anybody
Uh,
wants to look for really old-looking humans? If I find any that look super old, like I assume that they maybe have been around long enough to where they know of the time when the temple was around.
oh, hey, that's a good idea. Hey, I like that. So yeah, you can see that there are elderly men, elderly female, elderly
I'll
couples,
I'll find like
walking around.
an elderly woman first. I'm like, hey, excuse me, old lady, can I ask you some questions?
Excuse me, young man.
Yeah, yeah. You look very
Eh,
old. So,
eh.
yeah, very old. You look very old. So, before you pass away, would you please provide me with some information about like what maybe was going on when you were really young, like about this, maybe like some cool temples in the area that are not here anymore?
So as as you're talking to her, she puts this sort of like this little mini cornucopia up to her ear so she can hear you, and it's like a horn type of device. So why don't you give me a
I'll take out
diplomacy check?
my little thing of like my little water skin, and when she holds it up like that, I'll kind of like I'll pour a little bit of it in there and be like, "Eh, all right. I mean, you might try drinking out of your mouth next time. It works better.
So as you do that, her husband says, "Oh, whoa, wait, little fella, that's for her hearing, so she can hear you. That's not a drinking horn."
Okay. Well, I was really confused. So okay, that's
Yeah,
better. Thank you.
yeah, little fellow, that's definitely not a drinking horn. So give me a diplomacy
Diplomacy.
check. Yeah. Well, you guys are rolling pretty good. And she says, "Eh, oh, you're talking about the Moonbone Hall. Oh, back when I was a young lady and, galloping around the
At the bone
moon.
hall.
The moon, yeah, what? It's the Moonbone Hall. That's where we used to dance and congregate and have fun. That's where I met my husband Henry here at the
Oh,
Moonbone Hall."
at the bone hall. Yeah, yeah. That's where you go to meet your mate. I think is at the bone hall.
Moonbone. Oh, oh, it's not the Moonbone Hall. It was the Moonbone Stall. It was a dance that we used to do back, way back in the day, 46, midway 4600s. That was a good time. But why are you looking for the Moonbone Stall, young man? It's been closed down for many years.
I think somebody left something there that I need to go retrieve.
Well, you little fuddy duddy, you're not going to be able to find it because nobody goes there anymore. I think it's condominiums now.
Oh yeah. Well, do
They
you
just
like
put
know where?
condos everywhere. They put condos everywhere. Escanor is nothing but condominiums.
Oh man, that's a shame. That's a where would these condominiums be? Maybe if I just go to that area, maybe it's in like somebody's house.
Oh yeah, it's back in this district over here, and she kind of points the to the direction of the Moonbone stall. Ah, unbelievable.
I- is this your first human mate? And I'll point to the old man next to her.
He says, he looks at you and he says, "You'll have to excuse her. She is out of her flippin' mind. I have to deal with this on a daily basis." He says, "I do remember," and he kind of, sets down his wife on a bench, and he says, "I don't know where she's getting this Moonbone stall." Anyways, I have heard of the Moonstone Hall. I do remember this place, but it's been torn down for many decades. I don't even know if there's an entrance to the old ruins. There's possible, but
Where would the ruins be? Like if they were in there? Because sometimes there's this stuff above ground that humans live in, but then sometimes there's stuff underground where the humans keep all the goblins and the kobolds.
Well, that part of the city is still accessible. It's the woodworkers district, but it's not the I would say it's not the best place in town that you would want to go. There's a lot of skullduggery going on there. Lots of thievery, lots of shady dealings, the black market. It's not the best place that you would want to be. And I would
No,
hold
I'm
on to your purses if you go there.
got it. So no upstanding person would go anywhere near this area. Okay, got it.
I remember that. I remember when they basically flattened it, and they were. This is back when the constable at the time was putting in a like a universal sewer system for the town.
Oh yeah, a sewer system, and the sewer system went right through where that area was. Probably ruined it all, I guess.
That's possible, but that was probably at least 60 years ago. But don't
Are there
listen to her. She's an old whack job.
are there alligators in the sewer here?
I don't know. I've never been down there.
Yeah. That's generally a place that you humans don't like to go. That's true. Okay, all right. Well, thank you. I will appreciate it, and good luck. I hope I didn't, disturb your wife.
Well, I'm just glad I caught you in time before you flooded her ear out there, kiddo.
Yeah, that would have been bad. Sorry about that.
So he grabs his wife and helps her up, and they start kind of picking through the apples and the oranges and stuff.
Hey, come to our show later too. We'll be at the we're having a circus act. It's really pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we love the Celestial Menagerie. We've
No,
been going to that
not
show for years.
not that one. I mean, you guys are old, so before you die, you need to see a good quality circus. So tell me that you're gonna commit. You got to go to see the Wayward Wonders. They're new in town. It's the greatest, newest thing
A new
that there
circus in
is.
town? Oh.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Fuddy Duddy? And he kind of smacks his wife, and she goes, "Huh? He says, "Well, I don't really consider myself old yet. I mean, I'm only 83 years young, so."
Holy crap! 83 years old. That's ridiculous. I wish we lived that long.
Well, maybe I'll see you there at the show, young man.
Alrighty, see you there. Good chat.
They get back into digging in the apples and the oranges.
All right, so Emu hurries back to the rest of the camp there, and lets them know. Hey, everybody! I think it's in the woodworkers area somewhere, and there's some sewers that were put in, and they destroyed everything. Maybe when they put the sewers in, so maybe we can go look in the sewers and find, follow the sewers around and find this temple. That would be good because it would be underground.
Yeah, we could try that.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Did he say if there's any alligators in there?
No, I asked that same question because that's the first thing that came to mind. Was like,
Yeah, I know. It's important.
yeah. I mean, I think we should prepare for alligators.
The
Well,
alligator, big shiny teeth.
I remember my very first battle. It was with an alligator or a crocodile. I can't remember, and it almost did me in. So I'm always got to be wary.
Well, the good news is alligators have a lot of teeth.
Well, yeah, and we got the
That's the
tooth
good
fairy.
news.
I remember.
Yeah.
God.
Left all those gems.
Oh.
My mama always said they're so angry because they got all them teeth and don't got no toothbrush.
How much did it cost you for this information?
Well, I tried to give her some free alcohol, but they didn't want me to pour it into her ear. So they said, don't worry about it. So I think they just told it to me. Well, old people like to talk, especially old humans. Just sometimes they just talk, and you can't hardly get them to shut up. So if you can get them to talk about what you want them to talk about, it's a pretty good idea to go after old people. And sometimes you're easy to trick them and get their money.
Just threw a bunch of money in a bowl and didn't get any information.
What kind of bowl was this? Maybe we need to get a bowl like that.
Well, he did tell you to come back in an hour.
Yeah, I guess at some point I could check in with him before we leave to see if he has anything else. Or I could try to steal my money back.
No,
Yeah, steal that.
I thought
Steal
you
the
were
bowl.
leaving and coming back, and because he said come back in an hour and he'll try to get you some information.
Yeah, let's go back and take that bowl. You distract him, and I'll steal his bowl.
Yeah, we could head back before heading out to the sewers, and I'll check in the church and see. Hey, if I find him, hey, what you got, tall Longshank?
Longshank. Making up names, I love it. He says, well, sir, my name was Sir Ulrich Weem, and I did find some information on this Moonstone Hall, but it was buried nearly about a century ago, and there was a founding priest, and the founding priest's name, I found out, was a very pious human, and his name was Ulthadar, and he was the one who created this Moonstone Hall. I'll go ahead and I'll put the name in chat for you. And he says it was basically buried about a century ago. There was a lot of public works projects going on in Escadar, and one of the public works project was a sewer system to eliminate throwing all of the crap and junk on the edge of the streets. And he says he cross-referenced several different texts and scrolls, and he says he was able to decipher that somewhere in the current area of the Woodworkers District there would be possibly maybe some type of entrance that may have been built over.
Wow, we should go check that out.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. I like it. It matches with what the old person said, but it's more information.
Got any extra bowls?
You need an extra bowl, my friend, for sure. Do you need a sure? He goes through a door, comes back out, and gives you an eating bowl.
Is that the kind of?
We can spare a bowl. We can spare one extra bowl. What was that look for, Joe? I like you, but
This one's empty.
oh
No, that's the way they start out, and then you hold it out to people, and then they put money in it, right? Isn't that what you said they did?
Are you hungry, my friend? Are
Is
you?
this a magical bowl that money goes in?
No, little one. This is definitely not a magical bowl. This is a bowl that you eat out of.
Where do you keep the magical bowls that people put money in?
We do not have any magical bowls here.
Now the rest of your information is now a little bit more suspect.
Saint
Yeah, I'm casting detect magic.
Saint Sarnak believes in the divinity of the gods. We do not believe in magical inspiration from items.
There's nothing arcane here.
No, there isn't, my friend.
Nothing I detect.
Just the
even.
word of the Lord.
Just some word of this dude, Longshanks.
So it's probably a holy bowl, and maybe we can't do the holy bowl magic if we're not holy ourselves.
Can you make us like all holy before we go into where we're going?
I can do a blessing for you for a small nominal donation to Saint Sarnax.
Sure. Just put your money in this bowl.
Yeah, he pulls out a bowl, like a small little donation bowl, and has a couple silver in it. And he goes, "Yes, just
I'll put one of my
place
silver
whatever you can afford."
in Joe's bowl.
Yeah, just like that. And I do the same.
And the Mighty Dragon's Bowl.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
who all gives a donation? I would say Emu, Dyron, and Joe. Joe's already done it. So, Omi, are you doing any kind of donation or?
Yep. Omi's going to put an autographed spoon in the bowl.
It looks at it and he says, "Well, we've got plenty of eating utensils, young man. You can keep this for yourself."
No. You can go ahead and have it. Oh, and here's a silver piece, too. And I'll throw a silver piece in.
He looks at it and he says, "Spoon the world tour." Whatever that means. And he just sticks it into his robe. So all of you have donated. He does a blessing for everyone. And all of you will get a +1 to attack rolls for the next, till the end of the day, until the sun goes down. So keep
That's
a
pretty
note of
helpful.
that. Yeah. Well, not bad, especially for a silver,
All right. And I'll kind of like whisper to Jor.
Maybe we'll let him keep his bowl since he seems pretty nice.
Negative.
Yeah, and you all felt this like the hair stood up on the back of your neck and on your arms when you were blessed. You just felt this, just this soothing feeling come over you.
Now, when Kang was with us, he used to say that there was some other, what did he call that thing? He said placebo effect. That's what he would call it. Placebo effect, I think.
This is definitely not a placebo effect. You definitely are getting
That's
+1 to attack. So, yeah.
Yeah, but if it's not from the same deity that Kang worshipped, it was always a placebo effect.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
it was
Kang. That's what
blasphemous,
Kang
yeah.
used to tell everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. So, what do you think, adventurers?
Let's go to the sewer.
Yep. Let's head over.
Okay. Yeah, you guys. I would say, give me a D4 roll. Someone, I'll take the first one. Doesn't have to be in the tower. So, Jorp rolls a 2. So for 2 hours, you're basically walking around the district. Basically the district where you need to go, and that's the woodworkers district. Like I said, it's a couple of hours, and you guys look like you're beefy enough, and you guys are in a group of 4, and this is a pretty seedy place. However, no one really messes with you. And as you're traveling through these eastern neighborhoods of Escadar, you see all kinds of like drug houses, like opium dens, or the equivalent of like opium dens, and gambling dens, ladies' houses, all kinds of overcrowded tenements. Sometimes there's a door open and there's 10, 15 people in this small room, and you make your way to the end of one of these very narrow, just broken, it needs so much work here. One of these side streets, you come to a courtyard, and there's all kinds of peddlers there. They're touting for money. There's a huge gaping sinkhole that's besides this crumbling fountain, and the fountain looks like a frolicking mermaid. And this metal fence that surrounds the sinkhole and the fountains, there are 4 which look like maybe guards or constable uniforms, and they're inside of the fence, standing near the fountain, and they're just kind of doing their thing. And this is what it would look like, the fountain, and there's a sinkhole there. So basically these 4 guards, they tell you to just move along. And they say, move along if you know what's good for you.
What's in the hole?
I don't know. Maybe we'll throw you down there so you can find out. And the other 3 guards start chuckling. But I
Okay,
said,
could you do that? Because I kind of want to check it out, but maybe tie a rope to me first.
oh, well, I'm afraid I can't do that, young man. You're going to need some type of writ of passage from our constable, so we cannot let you pass.
That makes sense. Man, you guys have to stay out here all day? What time do you guys get let off?
Till the sun goes down.
That's
Then the
sucks.
next guard gets here. We guard this sinkhole 24 hours a day. There's been noises coming up from this sinkhole, and we just don't know what's down there. There's been no investigation yet. However, we think that some of these undesirables, as he kind of looks around, and it says that we think that some of these unseedy individuals are holding black market auctions and selling other illegal wares and goods down here. So that's why no one can go in and no one's coming out. But, as I mentioned, if you want to get in there, you're going to need to have a writ of passage from our very own Chief Constable Andera Pauldreen.
Yeah, we're like besties. So we'll go talk with
That's
Andera.
what everybody says. Yeah, you're all besties. That's what they all say.
Yeah, besties. That's what they say.
But there's 4 pretty tough-looking guards here, and it looks like these guards could probably hold their own.
Why don't you guys just go down there and clear it out? I mean, you guys look pretty beefy.
It's not our job. We're not explorers. We're not part of that. And he does the air quotes. We're not part of that Pathfinder Society Lodge. Let those goons take care of it.
Hey, we're a member of that squad, aren't we? Aren't we Pathfinders now?
Well, it's kind of funny. I don't see any Pathfinder pins on you for being a society member or a lodge member here at Escadar.
I think I left it at the tent back at our camp.
Oh, well, you can just go back to your camp and get it, and bring your Pathfinder pin, as they kind of chuckle. And then they say, oh, and don't forget that writ of passage, and then we'll let you in.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. How big is the writ of passage? Is it a full-size piece of paper or like a small, like a handwritten note on the back of a napkin?
I'm guessing
I'm just asking.
An official document, which would be a regular size piece of parchment, not on a napkin.
Does it have to have one of those little stamp things, like with the symbol from the?
Of course it would. It would have to have the chief constable's signature and her seal of approval, and the stamp of Okay. What's that? Yeah, the seal.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she prefer like a certain color ink normally, like a black ink or like a blue ink? Because I think I might have one of those, but I've got like 5 or 6 different kind of writs, and I sometimes gotta get because I'm not a best reader because I'm a goblin.
He just says, "Okay, little one, you're getting on my nerves now. It's time for you to move along, if you know what's good for you."
One more question: when we get a writ, do you take it or do we keep it?
Hey, you show us the writ? No, we don't keep it, because that's your official documentation in case any other guards are stopping you to, require documentation. If we take it, sure, you can go in, but when you come back up, the next set of guards, you're not going to have your writ, so no, you would keep it.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. You guys are pretty good at this guarding thing.
Well, that's why they pay us the big bucks. And they kind of chuckle.
After we walk away, I'll say, you could probably trick them, but it'd probably be better if we just have that writ.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of halfway serious about. I think Andara Pauldeen and I kind of had a special connection. Like, even though we just met, I get a sense that she really just genuinely likes me and wants to be my best friend.
There's your new bestie right there.
Yeah.
Then you can actually go back and tell the guard that you are truly besties.
Exactly. Except she did potentially capture my new hero, Juniper, the cat burglar. So that's kind of creating a little animosity.
So you guys want to return back to the Conclave Square and have an audience with Andera?
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, that sounds good. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll end it here. And when we continue next session, you guys are brought into the office of the chief constable, and she looks at you and has a smile on her face, and she says, "It looks like you're making headway in the swamp there. A couple of my scouts have informed me that you're doing a great job so far." And that's where we'll go ahead and we'll end for today.